Hi everyone, my name is Brandy Leonard and I will be covering Chapter 10 and Chapter 11. So let's talk about Chapter 10, how do we avoid? So, what is avoidance? Avoidance is the prevention of an aversive stimulus by a response. So, a quick example of avoidance would be, let's say that you fear public speaking, and you know that the next course that you have to take, you're going to have to present in front of a group of people. So before the teacher can even give out that assignment, you drop the class. So is anything that you try to avoid before it actually happens, if that makes sense. So that is what avoidance is. So a lot of people get avoidance and escape mixed up. So, behavior which reduces or eliminates stimuli, which in the past have been followed by punishment. The punishment then does not occur. So, avoidance is different from escape. We get out of punishment that has already started. So, for example, we avoid a traffic jam by taking an alternate route before we get into the jam. Whereas with escape from a traffic jam, from a traffic jam by taking an alternate route after we have already gotten caught in the jam. So with escape, it's already happening. Whereas avoidance, it has yet to happen, but you know that it's going to happen. So that is the difference between the two. Chapter 10 goes further in detail with staying out in the world. So avoidance in the community. They talk about dropouts and how oftentimes when you drop out, you kind of escape your family and you end up leaning towards another community that you feel like is reinforcing, but it's like a cult-like community and you don't realize that it's actually negative instead of reinforcing you. So they also discuss avoidance learning. So avoidance learning is the process by which an individual learns a behavior or response to avoid a stressful or unpleasant situation. Now with avoidance learning, it may take time. Okay, so an example with that is addiction to drugs. So at first you may think that it's reinforcing you, and then throughout the years it's actually taking a hold of you and your body. So you end up learning from your behaviors, like this isn't good for me, I have to start winging myself off of drugs. So that's what avoidance learning is. So it's not my problem. So oftentimes they use the term in chapter 10, blow the whistle. So did you know that looking the other way is also considered avoidance behavior? We often demonstrate this behavior when dealing with friends, co-worker, bosses, etc. Why do we do this? Because we don't want to be considered, the one that is considered the snitch or always telling on somebody. Because most of the time, the people who do end up speaking up find themselves, demoted from the job, from their position in the company, or fired, or considered not to be trusted. So that's what chapter 10 mostly covered. My question for you for chapter 10 is, give me a time where you avoided blowing the whistle, with whether it was a coworker or a friend or something you've seen in the community, something like that. So give me an example of a time where you had to blow the whistle or you avoided blowing the whistle on somebody.